Hello there! This video is about the full moon on the 19th of January in Cancer. And this full moon is at 29 degrees of Cancer, which means that the sun is opposite it at 29 degrees of Capricorn. Anything at 29 degrees is always very significant because it's the very last degree of a sign, and it tends to signify completions, endings, closings. It's more endings than it is new beginnings. It's fruition, things coming to fruition, things becoming full, the full moon. So this full moon in Cancer, as I said, with the opposite of Capricorn, is about looking at your home and your family, which Cancer rules, and Capricorn, which rules your career and your work. Are these areas in balance in your life? Do you need to make some adjustments in one area or the other? This will be the first thing I'll be looking at. The other thing is that the moon is ruled by Cancer. So when it's in Cancer, it's a great time to do all these Cancerian type things. So it's a great time to make lovely food, to have a massage, to be given a massage, to do something that you love for yourself, something nurturing. Cancer rules anything that's nurturing. Now, it does rule our emotions. So if you have a relationship, for example, that you know maybe it's really past its sell-by date, maybe it's just really not what I want anymore emotionally, and maybe it's coming to a close. Maybe during this full moon, the emotions will be heightened and you will have an emotional realization. The reality of the situation may become apparent to you and you may need to end this relationship. So for me, this full moon is falling in my first house in Cancer. So always in the few days up to this build-up of the actual moon, you can start to make decisions or think about these areas in your life and make choices a few days earlier to go with these energies. So for me, as I said, in my first house, and for a long time now, I've known that a particular supplier for me of my services, my business services, I've known that I've really needed to end this relationship. But I had all the excuses. I spent a lot of money, I've invested a lot of time, and I'd found all kinds of excuses to procrastinate and not to end this relationship. But you know what? I just let go of this relationship very recently, only yesterday, and it did feel a little bit scary. It was a lot of money and energy. And I went with this new supplier, and would you believe it, they offered me even more than this other company had been offering me, and at no charge. So by letting go, I allowed something new to come in that was even better, that I couldn't see at that time. So depending where it falls in your chart, and it's important to look at the axis of a full moon, we're always looking at the sun being opposite and the moon being at the other end of the spectrum, if you like. So if it's in your first house or your seventh house, you'll be looking at 1 and 7, which is yourself and your relationships. If it falls in the second or the 8th house, you're going to be looking at your own money, your own values, and other people's money. 3rd, 9th house, that's going to be all about study, about learning, about your neighbours, could be your siblings, and also about further education, broadening your horizons, and even something connected with travel. 4th, 10th house, that will be anything with home and family and your career. 5th, 11th, that will be your creativity. That could be your own business, it could be your children, as opposed to working in groups, in teams, in the community, and your dreams, your hopes and your wishes. And if it's the 6th and 12th houses, then we're looking at your work, your health, your employees, if you employ people, or being an employee, being in the workforce. Also looking at charitable organisations, looking at the people who are less fortunate than yourself and how you can be of help and service to them. So those axes are very important. So to summarise, here are the great things to do. Reach out to an old friend. Give shelter to an animal that might need it, or help a neighbour who might need helping. Great time to clear clutter from your house, to finish up any unfinished projects, and to bring some beauty into your home. anything that brings your home and makes you feel more comforted. Now, I have to warn you that the emotions will be running high, tend to run high during a full moon. And because it rules Cancer and Cancer rules food and drink, there could be a tendency to overindulge with food and drink. To me, the Cancer full moon always reminds me of the mother saying, "Eat! I've made you such a nice dinner, you've eaten like a bird, eat! What's the matter with you?" So very much this feeling of eating and drinking, but try not to overfill yourself in this full moon. Try to know where the balance lies. But really a good time for reflection on your past choices. And time as well to love yourself, to do something nurturing for yourself. Could be snuggling up with somebody else, or it could be getting a nice furry blanket and just snuggling underneath that yourself and feeling good. It's a great time as well for solitude, for taking some time out and just being quiet and peaceful. As I said, the most important thing is nourishing yourself. You may also find that it's a time to forgive somebody, a time of completion to forgive somebody and let go of any emotional hurts, pains, resentments that you've been holding on to maybe for a while. Also a time to allow yourself to feel comforted, to feel blessed, and to feel deeply grateful for the things that you do have in your life. See the fullness rather than the lack. So I wish you a very happy Cancerian full moon. Enjoy all that nurturing spirit, and I'll be back again soon. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.